The September 2023 release of the iPhone 15 was met with less fanfare than that of the Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max variants, which were upgraded with a titanium frame and a new zoom camera on the Max edition. Still, the fundamental model received a few good improvements, as a brand new 48MP primary camera that is nonetheless good despite not having the same sensor as the iPhone 14 Pro as we initially believed. All iPhones from the 15 series come with the dynamic island cutout, which was previously only available on the iPhone 14 Pro models. Now let's go into the details. Design and colors. Apple merely does minor facelifts every now and then. It doesn't truly alter its designs from year to year. With the iPhone 15, it's the new dynamic island, a design element that made its debut with the iPhone 14 Pro, where the notch at the top of the display has changed into a pill-shaped cutout. Additionally, the iPhone 15 boasts a redesigned frame with rounded edges that make it more comfortable to grip and less likely to pierce your palm. Although there isn't much of a physical difference, I thought handling it was much more enjoyable and comfortable. This year, Apple went a bit fancy with the back panel, adding a new matte finish back glass panel that is imbued with color. We're glad to report that the back remains neat and attractive, despite the new matte texture's ability to lessen oily fingerprints. In addition, the phone has a new USB-C port on the bottom, which we will discuss in more detail when we discuss charging speeds later. There are 5 color options for the iPhone 15. There's something really appealing about this black variant, which is the one we have here. The colors of the iPhone 15 include pink, blue, green, yellow, and black. Display. The iPhone 15's display is a little inconsistent. All of the software features and capabilities that made Dynamic Island a Pro-only feature are now available on the less-priced versions, including live activities that display real-time information from apps. This may be the route you should take next in Maps: the time till takeoff, the status of your food delivery, music playing, your in-call status, sports scores, and more. Regretfully, Apple has chosen to limit the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus's screen refresh rate at 60 Hz, presumably in order to give the more expensive devices greater processing power. This year's iPhones from Apple can now reach higher HDR peak brightness levels of 1600 nits and outdoor peak brightness levels of 2000 nits. The aforementioned benchmark assesses full screen brightness to provide you with a more accurate understanding of the iPhone 15's everyday performance on a well-lit day. Other than that, the display is still a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel with a pixel density of 457 ppi and a pixel resolution of 2532 x 1170. Camera. The most interesting enhancements to the iPhone 15 are related to its new camera system and enhanced functions. First up is the newly designed 48-megapixel primary camera, which produces incredibly detailed images when shooting in full 48 megapixels. However, the camera's default implementation of pixel binning technology results in 24 megapixel images that are more storage efficient while maintaining a higher level of detail than those from the previous generation. The new 24 megapixel default does take up a little more space than the 12 megapixel images that the iPhone 14, and in addition, with more megapixels than its predecessor, the iPhone 15 is able to produce a superior 2x magnification by cropping in on the image sensor. Recall, though, that this is not an equivalent of a specialized telephoto camera. This year, Apple introduced a sort of automated portrait mode. The iPhone 15 will automatically detect whether a person or pet is there and record the necessary depth information even if you choose not to use the portrait mode. The iPhone 15's camera generally remains competitive when compared to the best versions available. Performance. Apple made the decision last year to provide the non-Pro iPhones the same chipsets as the iPhone 13 series. On the other hand, the A16 Bionic, which made its debut with the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max in 2022, is included with the iPhone 15. The iPhone 15 feels exactly the same as last year's iPhone 14, with no discernible differences. Though not significantly quicker than the A16 Bionic. We had no problems at all using the phone, everything worked perfectly, and we had no trouble navigating the user interface. According to the scores above, the A16's GPU performance is not significantly greater than that of the A15 in the iPhone 14 that came before it. It can, however, compete with today's top-tier processors and achieves better CPU ratings. Battery and charging. Interestingly, the iPhone 15 does not perform as well for light-duty tasks like YouTube binge-watching and web browsing as the iPhone 14 did. That's most likely because the A16 Bionic in the newer models uses more power than the A15 Bionic did. However, the A16 is unquestionably more energy efficient for demanding tasks like 3D gaming. Given the new USB-C port, one would imagine that the iPhone 15's charging speed would rise, but sadly, it is still limited to 20 WW wired charging. This is the second major disappointment with the iPhone 15, after the absence of a higher refresh rate on the display. Additionally, unaltered is the 15W MagSafe wireless charging. No more today. We hope you found the information insightful and valuable. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest content.